PT Sipatex Putri Lestari, based in Bandung, West Java, is one of Indonesia's leading integrated textile manufacturers. But like many in the industry, it's been hit hard by falling demand due to the influx of cheap imports. The company, which employs around 1,300 workers, recently laid off 300 staff and is set to cut 100 more.
Sekarang kita harus mencari atau harus berpikir atau harus berinovasi apa yang tidak ada di dalam barang impor ini. Berarti membutuhkan sesuatu yang lebih spesial. Intinya innovation lah. Apa yang barang-barang impor ini tidak masuk ke Indonesia, nah itulah yang kita harus cari.
Despite the headwinds, Sipatex is staying focused on the domestic market and adapting to changing consumer needs. It's looking ahead with plans to replace more than 500 aging machines by 2030 to boost efficiency.
Sipatex employs advanced technology to ensure that its products meet high quality standards. One such machine, the steamer, is used to lock in fabric color and prevent fading. It can process up to 60,000 meters of fabric per day.
Indonesian textile manufacturers also rely heavily on the US market, with exports valued at $4.6 billion last year. But the industry is now bracing for a possible 47% duty hike after Washington announced steep tariffs to address trade imbalances. The Indonesian Textile Association warns demand could drop by as much as 30%, pushing the industry to urgently seek out new markets.
ASEAN dan pinggir-pinggirnya itu adalah kawasan yang secara market potensial sangat tinggi. Kita belum menggarap itu secara optimal karena Indonesia terbiasa atau dimanjakan dengan market yang existing sudah ada. Kita memang terlena tidak menggarap negara-negara sahabat di sekitar kita yang bisa kita pakai sebagai bagian dari proses impor-ekspor produk tekstil dan garmen.
Indonesia, now leading the ASEAN Federation of Textile Industries, is drafting a white paper to help regional manufacturers work together amid global economic challenges. Washington's latest tariffs have also revived calls for the region to boost internal trade to mitigate geopolitical shocks. While almost all intra-bloc tariffs have been lifted, non-tariff barriers are on the rise, posing fresh challenges for regional integration.
Some of non-tariff measures can also be barriers, particularly when it comes to procedures, when it comes to obtain the licensing. That's something that ASEAN can work together on how to simplify procedures, licensing, and how to obtain certain certificates to improve intra-ASEAN trade.
In April, Indonesia's chief economic minister led a delegation to Washington to push for more favorable trade terms. Jakarta is also accelerating multilateral cooperation such as the Indonesia-European Union Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, or IEU-SEPA. Launched in 2016, negotiations for this free trade agreement are expected to conclude this year.
Kami sudah berkomunikasi dengan komisioner di EU-SEPA dan mereka pada prinsipnya sekarang sangat terbuka dan sangat ingin agar SEPA ini segera diselesaikan. Jadi ini perubahan yang cukup mendasar.
Indonesia's manufacturing sector shrank sharply in April, with activity falling to its lowest level since the COVID-19 pandemic. But businesses remain hopeful and aim to be ready to weave in the gains when the economy picks up. Saiful Bari Ismail, CNA, Bandung, Indonesia.